If conversations about mental health and self-harm are something that you don't want to be a part of, or something that you find slightly triggering, today's episode of How Disturbing probably isn't for you. There's heaps of other episodes you can go and watch, so go and find one of those. There, YouTube censors. Does that make you happy? Hey, welcome back to another episode of How Disturbing, and today we're looking at 2008's bleak as fuck film, Downloading Nancy. Obviously, on How Disturbing, we review disturbing content, and although my descriptions will be brief and fleeting, viewer discretion is still strongly advised. This is also your spoiler warning. Let's go download Nancy. The year is 1996, and home internet is in its infancy. This will be really important for the setting of the film, but for now, let's meet Albert Stockwell. Albert arrives home one day from work to find a note from his wife Nancy, explaining to him that she's suddenly disappeared off to Baltimore.
Baltimore?
So now off to Baltimore because we're going to meet our main character, Nancy Stockwell. Nancy is anxiously waiting for someone at the subway station, and soon enough we get to meet him.
Hi there.
You look different.
Lewis Farley is the one picking Nancy up, and right from the get-go, this dude seems like a bit fucking off.
Want me to take that?
What, this? You don't think I can handle it?
I don't know. Can you?
As they drive, Nancy randomly requests a trip to a games arcade.
Is there an arcade around here?
A what?
Somewhere?
An arcade?
Yeah, an arcade, like games and stuff.
Okay.
They play games for a while and engage in some seriously bizarre conversation.
I believe it was... I'm your man. Do you like some company?
That's right. Now look, you are my man.
Before Nancy decides that it's time to leave.
I'm gonna need something to wear for my big finish.
Absolutely.
I feel at this stage I should probably actually divulge the premise of the movie, which is that Nancy has a fantasy of being killed while she's engaged in sex, and Lewis Farley, well, he's agreed to do so. Back in the car, Lewis offers Nancy a chance to back out of the plans that they've made.
You can change your mind.
What? Are you losing your heart on already?
Offended, Nancy refuses.
I came here to do this.
Excuse me. I was just simply suggesting that you might consider all options.
There are no other options.
They soon arrive at Lewis's very bizarre and quite unsettling home.
Wow. You gonna add me to your collection?
You're getting your very own shelf.
They move into the kitchen and Nancy asks Lewis to make love to her, kind of.
Do it to me like you said, okay? Okay, like you promised.
They proceed to make love, but things quickly get disturbingly weird when Lewis starts burning Nancy with a cigarette and she starts moaning with pleasure and pain. Meanwhile, back at home, Nancy's husband Albert is drowning his sorrows in booze. Back at Lewis's place, Nancy tries on a dress, revealing some serious scars that indicate a deep history of self-harm.
What's with the sweater? I want to see you.
Then, blindfolded, Nancy participates in some kind of very weird game with Lewis.
Are you ready? Yeah? Okay, open your mouth.
She walks around the room, I guess you'd say kind of embracing Lewis, while he gets mouse traps and attaches them to her.
That's it.
Where am I going?
Come straight ahead. Right now. There you go.
You're fun.
Yeah.
Ow! Ow!
That was a good one, huh?
Predictably, Nancy reacts with a mix of both pleasure and pain. The two follow this misadventure up by drinking straight liquor from the bottle, and Nancy's deranged mind becomes even more apparent.
You know what my mother did when the doctor told her I'd never have kids?
No?
She locked me in a room for 5 days and called me a stupid slut.
Fast forward to the near future and we see Lewis arriving at Nancy and Albert's home.
Hello.
He's posing as a computer technician that Nancy had supposedly hired.
Mrs. Stockwell is signed up for a biannual server maintenance, which is virus protection.
No, she's not. No.
Do you have any idea when she's expected back?
No, not really.
Albert is suspicious, but nonetheless invites Lewis in under the guise of helping him with some emails he can't open.
Yeah, we should get that done. She's asked me to forward her some emails. Frankly, I don't really know how to do that, so could you help me with that?
Let's see what we could open up.
Rock and roll.
Who can't open a fucking email, even in 1996? Looking at the computer, Lewis subtly shows Albert some emails that him and Nancy have been exchanging.
People use aliases.
Yeah, I know that, but that name, what the fuck is that about? Deep hurt? What are those?
These are the emails. Seems like there's hundreds of them.
Then, Albert finds an email addressed to him from Nancy explaining that she's leaving him forever.
Don't try and find me. Happy pudding. Goodbye, Albert. Nancy.
No.
Lewis smugly taunts Albert, but Albert notices that Lewis happens to be wearing Nancy's pendant.
You alright, Albert?
Yeah.
Albert responds by subtly smacking Lewis in the head with a golf club.
No time like the present, yeah?
Back in the present now, and we see Nancy at a psychologist appointment.
I just thought my life would look different than this, that's all. How was it supposed to look?
She excuses herself to use the bathroom.
Can I have your bathroom, please, Carol? Sure.
But tragically, she resorts to harming herself with a razor blade. This scene was brutal to watch, and I'm genuinely unsure of how I'm going to show it in post. Here's my best shot though. Back to the future, however, we find Lewis gagged and bound on the couch by Albert.
You're just gonna have to bear with me a while, okay? It might take me a while to read through all of November.
Albert ungags Lewis and he has a little spew.
I want you to answer some questions. Oh, fuck. That is disgusting.
Gross. Albert has some questions for Lewis, but Lewis just continues to taunt him.
Ask me a question.
Where's my wife?
Shouldn't you have asked yourself that a while ago?
Fuck you. Answer my question.
You say what you don't know can't hurt you. Do you think that's true, Al?
Shut the fuck up!
Until Albert, frustratingly but understandably, loses patience and clocks Lewis in the scone.
You shut
This
up.
person who came to you wounded and was so fucking destroyed by you.
You shut up! Fuck up! You talk to me like that! Fuck you!
Jumping back to the present again, and we find Lewis and Nancy in bed, or engaging in some questionable behaviour with a piece of glass.
Yeah.
After this, the two go out for a meal, but their conversation turns unsettling and really dark, effectively ruining their entire dinner.
Because I'd still be here. And this is not where I want to be. And if you can't deal with that, then you can just take your little Google guy pan and get the fuck out of my life!
Despite this little run-in after dinner, the two find themselves at an all-hours hardware store, gathering the supplies for Nancy's grand finale. Unfortunately though, Lewis makes the very obvious mistake of leaving Nancy alone in a hardware shop full of sharp objects. Back to the future again, and Lewis, still tied up, is being fed breakfast by Albert.
Sometimes I see prostitutes. Just pay him, get it over with. No mess.
Lewis ominously offers Albert a deal. If Albert does him a favour, Lewis will disclose the whereabouts of Nancy.
I have a proposition for you.
What?
If you do something for me, I'll tell you where Nancy is.
Back in the present again, and Nancy tells Lewis that she's ready for her big exit.
I want you to have me one last time, and then I want you to do it.
I thought you didn't want to know when.
I changed my mind.
Things quickly heat up in bed, but despite the warmth, Lewis gets cold feet.
Do you want to kill me in this dress?
No. I don't want to kill you.
Nancy, very predictably, is furious.
You came to me with this idea, and it's not real for me anymore. It's not.
You asshole! You asshole! Yes, you are!
Lewis then confesses his love to her, but that only makes things worse.
I love you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't. No, you're losing it. No, I hate you. I hate you. You can't love me. You can't.
Nancy begs Lewis to go through with it, but he resists. However, in a final moment of emotional turmoil, Lewis snaps and gives Nancy her wish.
You want that? You want that? They're fucking dead!
Lewis is left holding Nancy's body, overcome with grief. He cuddles up to her for one final embrace. As the film closes, we see Albert, numb and detached, sifting through all of the printed out emails between Nancy and Lewis.
I'll dream about you tonight. Bye for now. Nancy.
The end. Downloading Nancy was released in 2008, and in Australia it received an R18+ rating. Very fitting for such an unsettlingly disturbing film. But what makes this even more disturbing is that Downloading Nancy is very closely based on a true story. The real life events behind this movie are very easy to find online, and they form a harrowingly similar tragic tale. While Downloading Nancy is undeniably powerful, it seems to lack a bit of direction and context. The bleak colour palette, while intended to enhance the tone, ends up making Downloading Nancy feel sterile and emotionless. The time jumps are really jarring. It's something that personally irritates me to film. I just don't like it. And the soundtrack, well, it feels like an absolute afterthought. This might make it seem like I'm absolutely tearing the film apart, but let me assure you that I'm not. Despite its flaws, Downloading Nancy handles its subject matter with real tact, and it makes for an undeniably difficult watch. It's also worth noting that the director, Johan Rank, went on to win various awards for his work on the miniseries Chernobyl. In the end, Downloading Nancy is a powerful film, if not one that feels slightly detached and shallow, much like the characters it depicts. Well, now that there's a spreadsheet behind me, it looks like it's time to rate and rank Downloading Nancy. The first thing I need to do is give it a rating for how good I thought it was, just purely as a film on its own. And I'm going to give Downloading Nancy a 43.6. It seems like a low rating, but I rate low, what can I say? Next up, we have to see what you guys think of Downloading Nancy. So we get an average from all the popular movie review sites, and it looks like you guys think Downloading Nancy is worth 34.5 as a film. Yeah, you didn't like it as much as me. That's cool. Let's average together how good you guys thought Downloading Nancy was with how good I thought it was to get an overall number. And when we do that, it looks like we've got a combined rating of 39.1. Remember, that's just for how good Downloading Nancy is as a film, outside of how disturbing it is. We will, however, go on to rate exactly how disturbing it is, and when I do that, I'm going to give it a tenuous 71.2. I could have rated this higher, but there's not heaps of disturbing content. The stuff that is there, though, is incredibly traumatic. A tricky one. Lastly, we need an ultimate rating, so we're going to combine the number we gave it for how good it was as a film with the number we gave it for how disturbing it was, and that lands Downloading Nancy with an ultimate disturbing rating of 55.2. Now we're going to bring in the grand spreadsheet here. We're going to zoom in a little bit, and it looks like with an ultimate disturbing rating of 55.2, Downloading Nancy finds itself at rank 11. That's pretty good. That means we thought it had a slightly better average than Saltburn, but a slightly worse average than Promising Young Woman. Thanks again for watching yet another episode of How Disturbing. I'm your host, Billy Bogues. Please like and subscribe. I'm new to this and it really helps me. And lastly, if you have a product that you want to sell or promote, or a service or anything like that, get in touch, because I'm willing to promote anything on this channel for free. I don't want anything from you. I just want to promote something cool. Having said that, I'll catch you later.